Okay, my friends, here we are. Going live on Instagram here too. I'm going to check a couple of tech things while we welcome everybody on. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Okay. Today, let's see. I was doing quite a bit of meditating before coming on, and these last few days, I generally meditate every morning, but the last few days I would meditate and then write about just kind of bullet points of what I wanted to talk about and engage with you. And today felt extra quiet inside of me, extra quiet. And what I mean by that is I really felt pulled to reside so supremely deeply in my being. And every time I would get the thought to write something, I would just get redirected. No, stay, stay still, stay quiet. So when I finally came out and started writing, tapping in the way that I do, that I've come to know as channeling, and I asked the question, what are we doing today? What's happening today? And um, what I what wrote me, what I heard and what I wrote, what wrote me is show up and channel, see what wants to be spoken about. And so we're going to enter into a little experiment together, if you're willing. And that is to, right now, meet me in this stillness, in this call to reside even deeper inside of yourself. What does that feel like when you land down? Right as you feel yourself landing down, you might also feel yourself connect up. I'll often feel that like a drop and then a lift. Can you feel that? It's so wild that we go through our day being busy with all the things we're busy with, worrying about all the things that we worry about, when in each moment we are a complete walking miracle. A complete walking miracle who can tune in just like an antenna, a receiver, to so much more than we normally do. And by more, I don't mean more noise, not more of what overwhelms you. I mean more of what's really good, what's really juicy, what feels really true, what feels super alive and so fresh. I think that this recognition is our, uh, in a way, it's like our solution to the noise. Okay, so maybe you're wondering, what's this experiment we're going to do? Let me get my sweater back on and I'll tell you. It's a little chilly this morning. All right. I want you to, now that you're dropped into yourself more fully, and if it helps you to close your eyes, you can do this, to tune in to whatever questions you have that are right at the top of your heart, the top of your awareness, in relationship to this journey that we've taken together. So, again, drop in, connect, and listen and receive the questions that are bubbling up from inside of you or are streaming down into you. And as you receive one, you can really feel it. You can say it out loud if you want to say it out loud. You can put it in the chat if you want to put it in the chat of whatever platform you're on. You can just hold it close to your heart. And I'm listening to receive some of the questions, and I'm going to speak to them. So, one question that I hear is, what are you doing right now, Tiffany? Like, what exactly are you doing? What's happening? And so I'm going to describe that. I get still, and sometimes it really helps me to close my eyes to do that. And then I listen. But the listening is, the quality of the listening is, I want to describe the sensation. There's no grasping in it. I'm not trying to figure anything out. I'm not trying to get an answer. I'm not trying. I'm paying attention. I pay attention without agenda. And that is also something to practice and to really get to know the felt sense of what it is like to pay attention without agenda. Meditation is really helpful for that, because in meditation you are being aware, you're paying attention, but you're paying attention not in the normal way of attaching to a thought. You're being aware of awareness itself. It's a similar uh, internal stance. If I have fear come flare up for whatever reason, say I all of a sudden got afraid that I was gonna do something stupid, or you were gonna think I was stupid or something like that, then I wouldn't be able to hear and listen in the way that I'm talking about. And the experience that I have, I also pay attention to these feelings because I want to know where I am when I'm doing this work. Because if I am in fear, I want to stop and take care of that, transmute that energy, and then listen. So when I'm in fear and I'm listening, for me, it either feels like I'm listening to a repeat thought, almost like a compulsive thought that is going around like a broken record that feels like it's trying to get my attention. And that's usually connected to the fear in some way directly. Or I just feel like I can't hear or access anything. It feels all closed, not available to me. And I usually have this feeling of like, um, I don't know, most people would probably call it anxiety, like a little bit of in my field. Yeah, I feel this question around protection. I feel something coming in around protection and clarity. It's something like this, like if we can connect and channel other things, so whether it's people that have transitioned or, as I think I talked about yesterday, that part of the reason why channeling scared me in the beginning was because some of my early exposure to it was people that were channeling uh, what they called extraterrestrial energy, and it was they sounded different when they would talk. They would something would completely occupy them, and they would speak differently and everything, and that didn't sound good to me. That sounded scary to me. So, uh, where I've come to is, and this is how I'm experiencing it coming out of my body right now, what my body's doing right now where it's rocking, that's often what happens for me when I feel a strong truth coming through. And when I say a strong truth, what I mean by that is that it's like, how would I describe this? Uh, I have to describe it like this. So, truth, the way we experience truth, a lot of what we call truth is relative. It's from a certain perspective. This is true because of this. We could also say there's non-relative truths or absolute truths or universal laws. And when I experience that shake inside of me, it's the sort of convergence of a collective of relative truths with an absolute truth coming through me in real time. And I'm giving myself over to it. For me, I've come to really appreciate that when my belly wobbles like that or my body sort of moves, because it's confirmation. It's confirmation that something important is happening, something important is converging, and I'm making myself available for that to come into articulation, come into form. So how for me personally, hold this idea of protection and being safe or feeling safe in a channeling scenario is that I don't ever do anything that I don't want to do, that doesn't feel good, true, grounded, beautiful, in alignment, for the good of self and others. It has to feel life giving and life affirming, and it doesn't always have to feel exhilarating, as in la la la. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just feels very grounded and deep, but it feels sublime. And when I say yes to that and no to everything else, I am inherently protected. I am also inherently protected because I occupy the space of myself. And there's a practice that I do when I come out of meditation every day, that I do a certain thing with my hands, and it's something that I say inside of myself that reminds me that I get to occupy my full self, and I say in all timelines and all dimensions. And that that's something that's naturally come to me in a channeled way to do as a practice for myself. But it's been incredibly healing and empowering, because I used to, and I actually feel this as a question that hasn't been named yet, but you'll feel that you had this question as I speak to it, which is that it's connected to being an empath and easily picking up on other people's energies, or energies in other places. Yeah. So I I very much am that way. I think a lot of the clients that I work with are that way, and there definitely is a healthy way and a not healthy way to both hold the narrative around you being an empath, and also to navigate being an empath, somebody who's energetically sensitive. And in fact, I just got a little prompting. What I'm going to do is, when I send out the replay to you, I'm going to send a link to my it's called Essentials for Empaths course, and I'm going to make it free for you all. I'll just unlock it for free for 48 hours, so you'll have to just follow the instructions to get it for free during that time frame. Ah, that feels really good. Okay, so You can be empathic and very sensitive, energetically sensitive, but you don't have to be porous to everything around you. You don't have to be, feel victim to circumstances around you that feel like they're controlling your energy or shifting your energy in directions that you don't want. But that does mean that you have to decide. One of my favorite things, decide. You have to decide that you're going to do it differently and that you're really going to occupy your space, your mind, nested within the higher mind that is you, and that you're going to stop. Uh, I, I want to feel how this wants to be described. The worst thing is stop doing that thing that you do that regularly takes you out of your power and your interface with all of your higher guidance that's available to you right now. Yes, that. And that thing that you do that takes you off the line of your power, which by the way, it's, it's so common, but I do want you to feel it for yourself, is we do it in many different ways. I know for women, a lot of times and I'm saying as women because I'm a woman and I'm speaking from being a woman, but we will often put other people's needs, especially if you have a family, you're putting other people's needs or taking care of other people first, but to the degree where you're actually displacing yourself in order to place them there. And that can happen energetically and then actually tangibly in terms of the actions that you take. And so if you decide that you're fully occupying yourself, this doesn't mean that you're breaking the bonds of loyalty or of complete and utter love with your family members. This means that you love them so much that you're loving you first in this way, which is actually the most loving and honoring thing that you could ever possibly do for them. So when you practice that, feel that you felt that. When you practice that over and over again, just staying. When you leave, returning, staying present with yourself, uh, you get better at it, just like anything you practice, and then you can really occupy your space. Then when you enter in a room, rather than you instantly being imprinted and influenced by all the energies that are there and then kind of scrambling to find your footing, you can enter a room and have immediate impact and influence in a room. As far as I'm concerned, that's what a true influencer is. Good. If this is exciting to you to think about and feel, then definitely tune into the Essentials for Empaths course, which I'll send out the link. Okay. Then I just need to blow my nose. One sec. Okay. It's interesting. This question I feel is around, I can feel it as a converging of several different questions. And if I had to describe the epicenter of them, it would be like this. It starts with a big why. Why? And it feels personal. Why do I why do I struggle? Okay. So it's like, why do I struggle? And I feel it's like there's some fractals that come off of this. Why do I struggle with consistency? Why do I struggle with believing in myself? Why do I struggle with, like, this part is hard to put in words, but really like bringing bringing the fullness of myself, letting the fullness of myself and my power be visible. Ooh, that really landed for a lot. Why do I procrastinate? Why do I doubt what I know? Ooh, that feels like the complete sort of flower of that question. It doesn't matter why. And that's the important thing to know is that it doesn't matter why. Ooh, what's that stirring in you? It's really important. I feel the guidance that's here with us, including your guidance, by the way, that is really holding a strong stream for this message. And that is that focusing on the why in the way that we've been taught to and in the way that we often do is actually just the immediate thing that you do to displace you from being, doing, and having what you want right now. Oh, did you feel that? So I'm going to break it down a little bit. As long as you hold on to why, and this then needing to figure out why in order to then no longer do it, do the thing or not do the thing that you feel like you're doing or not doing that's keeping you from having what you want or being who you want to be, then you're actually playing a game. It's a game. It's a game we were taught to play, but it's a game nonetheless, and it's a game that no longer serves us, that we no longer have to play. Get in the real game. And by getting in the real game, that simply means that you listen, you make the time to be still, you listen, you get an impulse, you act, and then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and it strengthens a muscle in you. It strengthens something in you. This is why, speaking from Tiffany's lane here, that I'm a huge advocate of creating. Create whatever it is that you're inspired to create. And as best you can, let go of needing that creation to give you something in return. Just create for the sake of creation. You will get things in return, don't worry. But as long as you're clutching onto needing to get certain things in return for it, then it will be harder than it needs to be. It will be a lot harder than it needs to be. And believe me, I've experienced it both ways. I from this is an example of being called to create something where I just had absolutely zero attachment to. I didn't have a strategy of what I was going to get out of this, other than that I knew that I was being compelled to do it, and so it could only be good. And sure enough, I yesterday, I had so much energy as I moved through my day, despite having slept very, very little. It was a rough night with Kiara. Uh, and that energy was because so much stagnation moved in my body and mind, these little pockets, maybe big pockets that I didn't even know that they were there because I had been resisting this next level of showing up more broadly. I show up like this. For those of you that know me, know that I show up like this very regularly in my concentric close circles of the groups that I lead or in my one-on-one work with people. But to stream on multiple streams with all kinds of people that know me from different phases in my life, know me in different ways, and to just show up fully here as me like this. The truth is I couldn't have done it before this point in time. And I can see how every single thing that I've said yes to that's wanted to be created through me has led to this moment. It's all been connected through this golden thread. You right now, feel this golden thread in you. Do you feel it? Sometimes I call it the golden thread of desire, the desires that are desiring you. To write a book, to create a course, to have a retreat, to mentor or coach individuals, to be a motivational speaker, to whatever the most grand vision you have had of yourself, can you just give that some space right now and behold it with me? It's just hold it in your hands in front of you, and I'm gonna gaze upon it with you. That big, bold vision that visions you. If you notice that you're bleeping out a little bit during this part or you feel tempted to get distracted, stay with me softly, but stay. Anything that's needed to be known about the why you do anything in particular you do that you don't feel good about or in control over, that will be revealed as you simply move forward and create. It will. And healing always happens now. It doesn't happen any other place than now. I have had more exceptionally profound healing through just continuing to answer the call to create than any of the other incredible healing things that I've done in my life. Okay, let's tune in again. Feel the texture of whatever is arising for you here. I have to just tell you what just happened right then. And this happens sometimes when I'm doing channeling work, which is that something will come through really clear, and then I'll have an argument with it. Because, so I'm just going to describe what just happened. What came through really clear. And when I say clear, the way that I know that it's clear is because it's not coming from Tiffany's mind. Tiffany's mind thinks they have a certain frequency and a certain, my small m mind, they have a certain frequency and a certain feeling to them, which by the way doesn't make them bad. It's just they have a certain frequency. When I'm channeling and something comes in very clear, it comes in. It just comes in from nowhere. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not connected to it. It just comes in. And what came in right then was it said, the voice said, tell them to share this now. And the immediate impression that I got was actually to like share this stream right now. And then the argument started with, I can't tell them to share this right now. And then I don't even know how they would share this right now. And then that was when I started laughing. So there, I delivered the message. I don't know how exactly for you to share, but but that is the stream that came through to share. Because it feels that as you're experiencing this shift in the contours of your own receiving of yourself to yourself, you also feel an inspiration for other humans that you love to be able to experience that same uh, reshaping or remolding of a fundamental understanding that will and does right now, because you can feel it, allow you to be more free, more you, more soft, and more bold altogether. And I'm tapping into the field of questions again. Yeah, it's just something like, if I want to get better at this, what do you recommend? That's a brilliant question. What I see and feel right on the horizon, it's like an event horizon if you've ever actually seen that, where there's the sort of dark crest and then the light coming up just behind the darkness, and these um, these sort of streams, like starlight streams, but light streams. What I see on the event horizon is you answering a call. I don't mean an actual literal call, but I suppose it could come that way. It's you answering the call. The guide said it's the future, now, present, past call. So it's a convergence of the call that perhaps has been calling you for some time that you haven't been able to totally hear, or haven't wanted to hear, haven't been able to hear. The call that you feel percolating and bubbling right here, right now. You can feel it there. And the future call, which is directly connected to your future self, who you are right now, in fact, becoming. And that comes all together in this, what I'm visualizing as the event horizon, which is your knowing of the next right step for you. Your knowing of the next right step for you. This knowing might come as something that you choose to let go of or say no to. And this knowing might come as something that you step into, that you say yes to, that you've either been fearful of stepping into, or you've had confusion. Confusion's an interesting thing too. Maybe there'll be something that comes up around that. So this is an interesting answer to the question, how do I practice this? You practice by answering the call. That's what I'm hearing. You practice by answering the call. You practice by making yourself available, and you practice by practicing. Don't get caught up in this being complicated or hard. There is a challenge to is challenge the right word? There's another word. Oh, what is that? It's the way the guide said is it's an invitation to step higher. So, if you're going to be hiking up a mountain, there's or going on a rigorous hike, certainly from one perspective, you could say there's challenge to exercising your muscles. From the perspective of your body, it's getting exercised, it's getting energized, it's having more blood flow into those areas, it's getting enlivened and juiced up. So I see you saying no to the noise, and to part of the noise being complicated scenarios or complicated strategies or things that you need to fit yourself into in order to get it right. Just you're just done with that. Swipe it off the board. Let that be done, and let yourself be in the simplicity of the knowing that is you, and the commitment to yourself to answer the call and the next call and the next. All we ever get is the next call. I don't get 10 calls ahead. I get the next call. That's the one I get to answer. That's the one you get to answer. Is there I'm going to talk internally to my guidance here. Is there anything more that wants to be known about how to do this? This is bringing attention to the witnessing of me. Everything that I've done in this time together has been different variations of this experience of channeling, starting from day one. And you can watch the replays if you want to watch the replays and just pay attention, see what's happening, notice what you notice in you. notice what it reflects back to you about what you already do, about perhaps where you already do connect and channel to your own higher self, to your future self. Some of you that I believe that there was a lot of people that registered for this, and I just quickly glanced at the some of the names before, and a good portion of you I know, and I know that you already do work where you connect with plants or crystals, um, or other intuitive guidance. So listen, what's your next edge with this? What's your next edge? Okay, I'm going to. Oh, I just noticed the time. I'm going to tune in here for listening for one more thing. And then I feel that we'll probably close this out. Let's see. If you feel your question really there, top of the heart, just hold it in your awareness. I thought I was going to burp there for a minute, so I muted myself. Oh, yeah. Ah, yes. Okay. What else wants to be known right now? Yeah. It's all the variations of it feel like an invitation for you. It's like rolling out the red carpet, an invitation for you to really bring it, to bring it, to bring you, to bring you, bring the next iteration of you. Bring it into the world. There's no one right way to do it. You don't have to do it anyone else's way. You get to listen to your guidance, and you can channel your. I just got a prompting to read this. It was from the first day. You are able to channel your broader intelligence, your highest good, your deepest knowing, your fullest love, your fullest appreciation, your fullest worthiness, your best agility, your best vitality, your best timing, the best that all that you are is swirling, and you have the ability to surf every bit of it as it comes along. This is the fun adventure of life. It's not something that you get all pre-figured out. And I think that that is the most uh, kind of radical treasure in regards to channeling, is that channeling is what allows you to surf this adventure of life in the most satisfying and fulfilling way, because it allows you be to be so much more of you. You don't have to be the you that is consistently taking things personally and shutting down and holding yourself small and then feeling bitter or cynical or jealous because others are bigger. You do not have to roll that way. You don't have to. And you're not broken, by the way. And there's nobody else out there that can do this for you. The magic is in your decision to do it, and then showing up and answering the call. And you're not going to get it perfect, because no one does. No one does. I don't get it perfect, but we get to play. And goodness gracious, good Lord, isn't it the best to play? To just let ourselves have a good time being ourselves without censorship. To me, that's true bliss. You get to do that. I get to do that. And the more that we do it, the more we permission it for other people to do the same. We set precedent, we set pathways, we model something exciting and fresh. And I don't know about you, but I think that's the most awesome thing around. I'm just bored with everything else, honestly. I feel I'm bored with I'm bored with the noise. I'm bored with the way things have been done. They're not really interesting to me anymore. I want radical in the moment channeled self authenticity. That's what I want for myself, and when I see that coming through other people, I'm just so leaned in, and it's like one heart and one thing happening. It's the most exciting thing ever. So, as we part, I kept feeling something in my eye. I want to offer up to you some ideas of ways that you can go deeper if you want to go deeper. For some of you, going deeper is going to be to let go of structure, some structures that you feel like you have to have in order to do whatever you want to do. And for others of you, it's going to be actually saying yes to structure, more structure. Not the kind of structure that puts you into a mold or puts you into a box, but the kind of structure that allows you to blossom. I often think of this kind of structure as like what you put, if you garden, what you put over tomato plants so that the tomato plants can grow and get tall and big and bear fruit. I have I can feel three things that I want to talk about that might be nice for you if you want to continue and just feel for resonance in you for your yeses. First of all, I am going to send you the link in an email tomorrow that's for my what course was that called? It's Essentials for Empaths. I'll send that. That might be where you're needing to start. It's about regulating your energy and getting stronger in your energy body, and that's exactly where you need to begin. And the next thing that I want to offer is, and I'll also include a link in the email that I send out, is a link be, to join into Lumina Guild with me. It's a beautiful way to be close to me in my sphere, in the sphere of other amazing humans from diverse backgrounds all over the world, but we have similarities in that we all feel this prompting that we're here to architect the future. We're here to lay down the next sort of tracks or scaffolding within culture. And what I love, I mean, I could go on and on about the Lumina Guild, but I'll include a link and you can check it out and see what you feel there. What I'm feeling to share with you here now is that it's a beautiful way for you to be within my sphere that is at a price point that's accessible for a lot of people. You can either be monthly, but I highly encourage you to register for a year. It's $650 for the year. You can also pay that in installments if you need to, just let me know. But with the year, not only do you get a discount, but you're in for a year, you're committed. And there's something about that commitment that will allow you to receive differently and also contribute differently. And one of the other things that's very exciting about the Lumina Guild is that 20% of all the membership dues are invested on behalf of our members. And after you're a member for a certain period of time, I believe it's a year, then you can actually apply for funding for your creative projects. So that's something to think about as well. And next year, uh, sometime in the beginning-ish part of the year, I'm launching a program inside of the Lumina Guild that is all about creating at the edge of emergence. And it's going to be a beautiful way to give you just the right amount of structure and non-structure and incredible inspiration and mirroring in order to create what's wanting to bubble through you and bring that all the way through. Okay, the third thing that I'm feeling, and this is not for everyone, and so you'll really specifically feel this if it is for you. Yeah, just letting that land. There's something recently that I was called to create, and it really very much came in a download channeled fashion. And I'm referring to it as the 13 keepers, the patrons of the inner nature. And it came right as my book was going through the final stages of the final edit before it went into print. And as I was reading my own words in the book, reflecting back so much to me, all of my life experience, all of my capacity to receive messages from the plant world, and all of my capacity now to collaborate with others at this level that I'm now able to do that, and other brilliant people. And it was all right there in those words that I was reading back. It's hard to describe, but I still have this experience every day when I read out of the book where I just get tears in my eyes because of the magnitude of this richness. And this uh, calling for the 13 keepers, it's myself and 12 others. And it's not a course or a program where I'm teaching you something. It's actually a circle, a shared circle where I don't know exactly what's going to happen with us, but I know that because of the coming together of us, we are going to transmit certain things to each other and catalyze certain things for each other that's going to completely surprise and delight us. The structural elements that I can share with you that are concrete are: one, you'll receive a hard copy of my book that I'm going to write in. And I'm only getting 25 of those made, by the way. And then you'll get a special kit of 12 anointing oils. These are 12 specific oils that relate to each of the 12 facets of value that we get into in the Lumina Guild. And then you'll have a 90-minute anointing session with me, which feels particularly important and poignant. And are more words wanted? I don't feel more words coming to describe that, but I do invite you to feel and notice what you felt come up around that. And then we're going to gather together next year in Sardinia in June, mid-June timeframe. It'll be for 3 days. We'll have a coming together in the evening, a day of circling up to see what's wanting to come through us as bridges between worlds. And the third day we'll be visiting this beautiful sacred site. It's a well, it's a natural spring in Sardinia where there was something that was constructed long, long ago around it that allows the moonlight to filter in and touch the water in very specific geometrical ways depending on the moon phase. And I just know that we're supposed to gather there and one other place in this mountain town. So uh, a, a little over a third of these positions have already been claimed. Is that the right word? Uh, yeah, it's interesting. It's like those that have said yes, they're saying yes to something in themselves. That's the next call for them. And you will feel if it's the next call for you too, by the way. And it probably should feel a little bit scary or a little bit on edge, but also something right, just a knowing that transcends that holds that within itself. And so I already feel all of the seats taken, but they they're become actually taken when you say yes. There is a financial piece to this. It's $4,400, and there's a deposit that you can pay, and you can also, have a conversation with me about the payment of it. I also just want you to know that if you already know if it's you. I wouldn't debate it or belabor it because it just kind of creates unnecessary suffering. And you can kind of talk yourself out of something you know, and then you'll suffer because of that, which isn't fun. So I'm going to include a way to register for this in my email tomorrow. And if you want to have a conversation with me before you do, then I'll also include a way to reach out to me to do that. Okay? All right, I've so enjoyed this time together. I'm going to close my eyes and see if there's anything more that wants to stream through in this beautiful time. Yes. I just streamed it through my eyes and my heart. I see you. And it's such an honor to be here with you, here now on this planet at this time. All right, until next time.